Prepare to uncover the hidden secrets of some of the most dangerous books ever written. Throughout history, certain texts have been banned, burned, and buried because of their forbidden knowledge and controversial content. These books are said to hold mystical powers, reveal hidden truths, and blur the lines between the sacred and the occult. From grimoires that summon spirits to texts that challenge the very foundations of religion, these forbidden books have sparked fear, fascination, and curiosity for centuries. Get ready to dive into the shadowy world of these notorious texts and discover why they were so feared and why they still captivate us today. 8. The Cloud of Unknowing. The Cloud of Unknowing is a spiritual guide written by an anonymous English monk in the late 14th century. This mystical text focuses on contemplative prayer and the direct experience of God, emphasizing the necessity of giving up intellectual reasoning to achieve true spiritual union. The book advocates for a method of prayer that involves placing all thoughts and concepts beneath a cloud of forgetting, while focusing solely on God's presence, which is hidden behind a cloud of unknowing. This approach to spirituality represents a radical departure from the more intellectual and doctrinal aspects of medieval Christianity. The author of The Cloud of Unknowing argues that true knowledge of God cannot be attained through reason or scholarly study, but only through love and humility. By emptying the mind of all thoughts and distractions, the seeker can enter into a state of pure, wordless contemplation, allowing for a direct, personal encounter with the divine. This mystical approach aligns The Cloud of Unknowing with the tradition of Christian mysticism, which emphasizes personal experience and inner transformation over theological speculation and dogmatic adherence. Despite its deep roots in Christian tradition, The Cloud of Unknowing faced challenges and skepticism, particularly from those who viewed its mystical approach as potentially heretical or at odds with the more dogmatic aspects of medieval Christianity. Its emphasis on personal spiritual experience over established doctrine made it controversial at various times, leading to censorship and banning by religious authorities wary of its mystical content. The book's unconventional approach to spirituality was seen as potentially undermining the authority of the Church and promoting a form of religious individualism that could lead to heresy. Nevertheless, The Cloud of Unknowing has endured as a classic of Christian mysticism, continuing to inspire seekers of all faiths who long for a deeper, more intimate relationship with the divine. Its teachings have influenced countless spiritual writers and contemplatives, and its message of love, humility, and the pursuit of God beyond the limitations of reason remains relevant to this day. The text invites readers to explore the mystery of the divine, challenging them to move beyond the limits of human understanding and embrace the unknown in their spiritual journey. 7. The Book of Moses. The Book of Moses, also known as Sefer Moshe or Sefer Moses, is a mystical text often associated with Jewish Kabbalistic traditions. Its origins are somewhat obscure, but it is believed to have been written or compiled between the 14th and 16th centuries, possibly in Europe. The Book of Moses is notable for its focus on practical Kabbalah, which includes the use of divine names, angelic invocations, and magical rites to achieve various supernatural feats, such as protection from harm, healing, and gaining insight into divine mysteries. The Book of Moses is often linked with the legendary figure of Moses, the biblical prophet who is said to have received divine revelations directly from God. The text is thought to contain esoteric knowledge attributed to Moses, including spells like the one he supposedly used to part the Red Sea. By associating its magical content with such a revered figure, the Book of Moses sought to legitimize its practices and teachings within the framework of Jewish mysticism. However, the book's emphasis on practical Kabbalah and its use of divine names and invocations led to significant controversy. Religious authorities, particularly within Orthodox Judaism, viewed the text with suspicion and often condemned its use as heretical. The practical Kabbalistic practices described in the Book of Moses were seen as potentially dangerous and contrary to the more theologically and philosophically oriented aspects of traditional Kabbalah. The book's focus on magic and supernatural feats clashed with the more restrained and contemplative approach favored by mainstream religious scholars. Despite its controversial status, the Book of Moses has had a lasting impact on Jewish mysticism and the broader occult tradition. It has influenced numerous magical and mystical texts and continues to be studied by those interested in the practical applications of Kabbalistic teachings. The book remains a testament to the enduring fascination with mystical knowledge and the desire to access hidden powers through the use of sacred names and invocations. 6. The Book of Abramelin. The Book of Abramelin is another infamous grimoire attributed to Abraham von Worms, a Jewish mage and scholar believed to have lived in the 14th or 15th century. Unlike many other grimoires, the Book of Abramelin presents itself as a letter from Abraham to his son, detailing his journey to Egypt and his discovery of magical knowledge from a mage named Abramelin. Written around the early 15th century, the text is structured in 3 parts and revolves around a complex and rigorous magical system. At the heart of the Book of Abramelin is the concept of contacting one's holy guardian angel, a spiritual entity meant to provide divine guidance and protection. The process to achieve this contact is known as the Abramelin operation, a demanding ritual that requires months of preparation, seclusion, and devotion. The successful establishment of contact with the holy guardian angel is said to grant the magician wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual power. Once this connection is made, the magician can also summon and bind various demons, compelling them to perform tasks under the guidance of the angel. The Book of Abramelin has faced significant challenges and controversies over the centuries, primarily due to its ritualistic and magical content. Religious authorities viewed its practices as heretical and dangerous, leading to its suppression and banning. The demanding nature of the Abramelin operation also meant that it was accessible only to a dedicated few, further shrouding the text in mystery and intrigue. The grimoire's emphasis on angelic guidance contrasted with its use of demonic forces, presenting a duality that has intrigued and puzzled readers for centuries. Despite, or perhaps because of, its controversial nature, the Book of Abramelin has had a lasting impact on the Western esoteric tradition. It influenced notable figures in the occult, such as Aleister Crowley and the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, who were fascinated by its promises of divine contact and magical power. Today, it remains a significant text in the study of magic and mysticism, continuing to inspire and challenge those who seek to explore the boundaries of spiritual knowledge and power. 5. Thepicatrix. The Thepicatrix, also known as Gayat al-Hakim, the Goal of the Wise, is an influential grimoire on astrological magic originally written in Arabic in the 11th century and later translated into Latin in the 13th century. The book is attributed to an Andalusian mystic and scholar, although the exact authorship remains uncertain. The Thepicatrix is renowned for its detailed instructions on astrological magic, including the creation of talismans, invoking planetary spirits, and conducting rituals to harness the powers of the stars. Drawing from a wide range of sources, including Greek, Persian, and Indian texts, the Thepicatrix is a comprehensive compilation of magical knowledge that covers various aspects of astrology, alchemy, and natural magic. It provides detailed explanations of the influences of the planets and stars on earthly affairs and offers guidance on how to manipulate these celestial forces to achieve specific outcomes. The book's emphasis on astrological magic reflects a belief in the interconnectedness of the cosmos and the power of celestial forces to shape human destiny. Due to its explicit use of magic and its incorporation of astrological and occult practices, the Thepicatrix faced condemnation from religious authorities who viewed its content as heretical and associated with sorcery. Its circulation was often restricted, and those found in possession of it could face severe penalties, including accusations of witchcraft. Despite, or perhaps because of, its controversial nature, the Thepicatrix has had a lasting impact on Western esotericism, influencing Renaissance magicians and scholars such as Marsilio Ficino and Cornelius Agrippa. Today, the Thepicatrix continues to be studied by modern occultists and those interested in the history of magic and astrology. Its detailed descriptions of astrological magic and its synthesis of diverse mystical traditions make it a valuable resource for understanding the esoteric knowledge of the medieval and Renaissance periods. Thepicatrix remains a testament to the enduring fascination with the stars and the belief in their influence over human life, challenging us to consider the ways in which ancient wisdom can inform our understanding of the universe and our place within it. 4. Jesus the Magician. Jesus the Magician, Charlatan or Son of God, is a provocative book written by Morton Smith, a scholar of ancient history and early Christianity. Published in 1978, the book presents a controversial thesis that Jesus of Nazareth was not just a religious leader or the divine Son of God, but also a magician whose miracles were consistent with the magical practices of his time. Smith meticulously compares the miracles attributed to Jesus, such as healing the sick, exorcising demons, and raising the dead, with those performed by other known magicians and wonder workers in antiquity. Smith's analysis highlights several striking similarities between Jesus' miracles and the magical practices common in the ancient world. For example, he points out that the use of spittle for healing blindness and the invocation of divine names during exorcisms were techniques widely employed by magicians and healers of the period. By framing Jesus as a magician, Smith challenges the traditional understanding of Jesus as a unique and divine figure, suggesting instead that he was part of a broader cultural context of magic and wonder-working. The publication of Jesus the Magician sparked significant controversy, particularly among conservative Christian scholars and believers who viewed it as an affront to their faith. By portraying Jesus as a magician rather than the unique Son of God, Smith was seen as undermining the theological foundations of Christianity, leading to accusations that he was attacking the very core of Christian belief. The book was condemned by many within the religious community, who argued that it distorted the image of Jesus and misinterpreted historical evidence. Despite the backlash, Jesus the Magician has contributed to ongoing scholarly debates about the historical Jesus and the cultural context in which he lived. It has prompted scholars to re-examine the similarities and differences between early Christian miracles and the magical practices of the ancient world, encouraging a more nuanced understanding of the complex relationship between religion and magic in antiquity. While controversial, Smith's work remains an important part of the academic discourse on early Christianity and the historical Jesus, challenging readers to think critically about the origins of religious beliefs and practices. 3. The Book of the Law. The Book of the Law, Liber al vel Legis, is a central text in the religious philosophy of Thelema, written by the British occultist Aleister Crowley in 1904. According to Crowley, the book was dictated to him by a non-corporeal entity named Aiwass, who he described as a messenger of the Egyptian god Horus. The events surrounding the writing of the Book of the Law are shrouded in mystery and drama, with Crowley claiming that Aiwass communicated the text over 3 days in April 1904 while he and his wife, Rose Edith Kelly, were staying in Cairo. The Book of the Law is divided into 3 chapters, each supposedly dictated on one of the 3 consecutive days. It outlines the core tenets of Thelema, a new religious movement founded by Crowley, with the central theme encapsulated in the phrase, "Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law." This statement is interpreted to mean that individuals should seek and follow their true will, a higher purpose or path aligned with the divine order. The book also introduces several key concepts and deities of Thelema, including Nut, Hadit, and Arehorquit, representing different aspects of the universe and consciousness. Since its publication, the Book of the Law has been a source of significant controversy. Its radical ideas about individual will, morality, and the rejection of traditional religious and societal norms challenged conventional beliefs and provoked outrage. Crowley's association with the text and his notorious reputation as the wickedest man in the world only fueled public misunderstanding and condemnation. While some saw the book's emphasis on personal freedom and self-discovery as liberating, others viewed it as an endorsement of selfishness, hedonism, and even blasphemy. Despite, or perhaps because of its contentious nature, the Book of the Law has had a profound impact on modern occultism and alternative spirituality. It laid the foundation for Thelema, a movement that continues to attract followers around the world. Crowley's influence extends beyond Thelema, permeating various aspects of contemporary esoteric and magical practices. The Book of the Law remains a powerful, polarizing text that challenges readers to question authority, explore their inner selves, and seek their true purpose. 2. The Gospel of Pope Honorius. The Gospel of Pope Honorius, also known as the Grimoire of Pope Honorius, is a mysterious and controversial text attributed to Pope Honorius III, who reigned from 1216 to 1227. This grimoire is unique in its audacious attempt to blend Christian elements with magical practices, creating a fusion that both fascinated and horrified the medieval world. The book contains a series of prayers, exorcisms, and invocations that, on the surface, appear to be Christian. However, they are used for distinctly magical purposes, such as summoning spirits, exorcising demons, and gaining supernatural knowledge and power. What sets the Gospel of Pope Honorius apart from other grimoires is its explicit use of Christian figures and symbols in its rituals. The text frequently invokes the names of God, Jesus Christ, and various angels, mixing these invocations with traditional magical incantations and rites. This blending of Christian and occult practices was seen as a dangerous perversion of the faith by the Church. The idea of using Christian prayers and symbols to perform magic was not just blasphemous. It was seen as a direct challenge to the Church's authority over spiritual matters. The grimoire faced severe condemnation from the Church, which viewed its contents as heretical and blasphemous. The fact that it was attributed to Pope Honorius III only added to its notoriety. Although the claim of papal authorship is widely regarded as a pseudonymous effort to lend credibility to its contents, the implication that a high-ranking church authority could have endorsed these practices was scandalous. The Church's reaction was swift and severe, with the grimoire being banned and its use punishable by accusations of heresy and witchcraft. Despite the Church's efforts to suppress the Gospel of Pope Honorius, it continued to circulate among those intrigued by its promises of spiritual power and protection. Its unique fusion of faith and magic influenced later magical texts and contributed to the ongoing dialogue between religion and the occult. The grimoire remains a notable example of how religious and magical traditions can intersect and influence each other, challenging our understanding of faith, power, and the boundaries between the sacred and the profane. 1. The Grand Grimoire. The Grand Grimoire, also known as Le Dragon Rouge, the Red Dragon, is one of the most infamous and enigmatic grimoires in the history of occult literature. Believed to have been written sometime in the 17th or 18th century, its exact origins are shrouded in mystery, with the book often attributed to an unknown author operating under the pseudonym Antonio Venetiana del Rabina. The Grand Grimoire is notorious for its explicit instructions on summoning and making pacts with demonic entities, particularly the devil or one of his chief demons. The book is divided into two main parts. The first part contains the Grand Grimoire itself, detailing various spells, rituals, and invocations, while the second part, sometimes called the Sanctum Regnum or True Clavicles of Solomon, offers more in-depth procedures for calling upon demonic forces. At its core, the Grand Grimoire preaches the idea of harnessing demonic power to achieve one's desires, whether they be wealth, power, or knowledge. It provides specific rituals for summoning demons, creating magical tools, and conducting rituals to bind these entities to the will of the practitioner. The most infamous aspect of the book is its detailed process for making a pact with a demon, promising one's soul in exchange for temporal gains. This overt promotion of demonic pacts and black magic has led to its condemnation and suppression by religious authorities throughout history. The Grand Grimoire has been associated with witchcraft and Satanism, and possession or use of the book could result in severe punishment, including accusations of heresy or witchcraft. Despite its dark reputation, the Grand Grimoire has had a lasting impact on occult traditions. It is often cited in modern discussions of demonology and black magic, influencing contemporary occultists and magicians who explore the darker aspects of magical practice. The book's themes of power through demonic assistance have resonated in popular culture, inspiring numerous stories, films, and other media about deals with the devil. Today, the Grand Grimoire remains a rare and valuable text, with original copies being exceedingly scarce and rumored to be kept hidden in secret collections, such as the Vatican's archives. These forbidden books reveal a hidden world where magic, religion, and mysticism intersect. Their controversial content and the mysteries they promise to unlock have captivated the imaginations of many, challenging established beliefs and sparking debates that continue to this day. Each of these texts offers a unique perspective on the pursuit of knowledge, spiritual power, and the human desire to transcend the ordinary. Whether feared as heretical or revered as a source of hidden wisdom, these books remind us of the enduring allure of the forbidden and the power of the written word to challenge, inspire, and transform. If you're intrigued by the secrets these books hold, why not delve deeper into the world of forbidden knowledge? Be sure to like, subscribe, and check out more of our videos on mystical and occult texts. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. What book intrigued you the most? We'd love to hear from you.